So here I am, very early o'clock, down in the mountains. My trip today starts at this gate and proceeds up that hill. And although this piece looks steep, just the other side of there it gets a lot steeper. So, I believe, if Mark's numbers are good, and I think they are, I've got to gain 1,000 feet in about 1.5 kilometers. So it can be a lot of stops on this one. So I don't suspect I'm going to film much on the way up, but I think I'm going to take a lot of breaks. That is for sure. Right, on I go up the hill. Holy crap, that man. I have proceeded next to no yards from the road and already found one across the trail. Just going to trim that one off and continue on up the hill. Well, almost stepped on that one. See the grouse there? Literally, I just about to take a step and it was about 2 paces in front of me. Morning. Hi, grouse. Oh, good grief. This is a rough trail to do as the first one of the year. I've done lots of hikes through the winter, but this is the first major one of this year. Right, well, at least the sun's up now, that's good. Right, this is the first little stop off on the corner. It's a long way to go up yet. This is about a third, I think. And down the valley, the sun's just come up and I gotta go up that. Anybody that's familiar with Mesa Butte, this is very similar to Mesa Butte. It just goes on for a lot further. Right, on I go. Slow but steady. Looks like we've got some sheep over here, down in there. Yeah, not far from here. That's where I came across them bears the other year. I know they're back up in here because I saw somebody else's video the other day and the 3 cubs have grown considerably. Let's put it that way. Yeah, we've got some sheep down there. Just steep that is. Look at that. Look at it. Still got a load more to go yet. I hike year round, but most of my winter trips tend to be in the lower areas and generally flatter. This is brutal. However, it's stunning, absolutely stunning. Yeah. So up there I go. There's something making a funny noise over in these trees over here. I'm not sure what it is. Could be grouse, but they quite often do the wing beating thing and I haven't heard that. I can hear the roop roop sound of the grouse, but I normally hear the wing beating. I haven't heard it yet. Right, on I go. Up there. I'm going to run out of battery by the time I get to this top of this hill. Flowers are all coming out nice. Lots of flowers already. That's good. June, July is my favourite time for flowers being in the high meadows. There's another sheep down there, that's here. Yeah. Seen quite a few up in there. That's good. Right, on I go. Up there. Oh dear. I know it's hard to get up here, but there's my goal over there. Yeah. Well, the beginning of my goal, I should say. I'm going all the way up this ridge to about the cut line, 17A cut line. Oh. Wow. I have to admit, I'm further up here than I thought I was. I'm a good halfway. So, oh, that's good. It's always nice when you're further up the hill than you thought it were. My legs are sure telling me I'm getting up this hill. Holy crap. Right. Whew. Back into the trees. It's levelled off here a little bit. I'm going to have a rest before I do the push to the top. Right. Whew. Down the source of my noise. Another grouse there. Another one right in front of me. And there's another one off to my left. They're everywhere. Hey, grouse. Well, off you go. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, that was the source of my noise. What a glorious place. Oh, there's another one down in there. Look. There's one down behind the tree. I think that's a male down there. That's the one that's been making all the noise. Yeah, and there's a female over there. Yeah. Yeah, see the guy with the tail. Yeah. That's pretty cool, really. Yeah. These guys will literally be, they will, you can almost step on these guys. Look at this. Isn't that cool? See them down there? Looks like a giant flower. Yeah. Yeah. Right, I can't hang around, I've got to get going. Whew. Another break. That canyon down there, I've come through there a few times. You can see a power pole there. That's the end of Trail 20. Been through there a few times. Aspens are all leafing out nice. Nice in the sunshine. In the shade and that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Wow. Even the trees grow horizontally. Look at that. That one fell over, but it's still growing. So it's down, but it's not out. We've got little squirrely chipmunk things all around me. It's very nice. Right. On I go. More up. Photography break. Wow. Getting there. It's quite amazing. I know I'm higher than Dot Mountain now. And I've been up Dot Mountain many times and it always seems like they're going forever, but it doesn't. You go up through that meadowy bit there and off out through the top. But yeah, I can see from my elevation here I'm already higher than that. So that's good. Right, on we go. More up. Yippee! Right. Whew. Yeah, this trail is a bit brutal, so take lots of rests, lots and lots. Holy crap, Batman! I'm definitely not as young as I used to be. Mind you, even back in the day, it was hard work getting up places like this. Look at that. There's a road right down there. So once I reach that little peak over there, and I'm almost level with it now, that'll be a 1,000-foot climb in about 1.5 kilometers. Holy crap. And I did light pack it. I genuinely light packed it today. I only have, we've got 20, so 10, probably about 20 pound. That's all I'm carrying today. But I stripped everything out of my pack that I could this morning because I knew I was coming up that. So that's bloody steep. Literally, the road is here, and you literally coming up. That's the grade you're coming up pretty much all the way up here. Like I say, anybody that's ever done Mesa Butte, this is like going up Mesa Butte, just goes on for a lot longer. Right, I'm going to stop at that peak over there. I'm going to have a drink and something to eat. Can't walk past this lot and not get some pictures. Don't go out on that piece because that's really shady and it's a drop off either side. Yeah, right. So this compared to where I've just come is actually an extremely pleasant stroll. I've only got to go up there. I know I did a lot of stops, but in all honesty, it went nowhere near as bad as I remembered it. Yeah, I got up there pretty much in no time actually. All joking aside, I probably only stopped about 15 times I guess, coming up there. I bet it was about 15 times there. Holy crap, Batman. Oh, so this piece across here, actually almost just a doddle. It's a stroll. Yeah, I've only got to go up that little hill towards the sun there. Let me do some sideways videos here. You can see, oh, there's one car down in the big square parking lot down there. Yeah. So I will go along to the top of this other ridge and do a little bit when I get there. Well, here I am at the top. That is what they call the money shot for this trip. Be careful of this edge here because it's a round edge. It looks like you're safe, but you're not. Don't wander off that edge because it just rounds out and falls off. So here I am at the top. And in all honesty, I'm not as, yeah, I'm knackered, but I'm not as knackered as I thought I was going to be. That's for sure. Yeah. Oh well. So now what I've got to do, I might come back this way, I don't know yet. I might come back through the bottom of the valley. But that depends on where our bears are, because I know there's 4 bears up in here. I'm going to continue on my way. I think I've got 6 peaks along here. There's a bit of trail along here that needs verifying and cleaning up, some more tape and clearing off deadfall, but I can't remember whether they count this as peak 1 or that one over there is peak 1. I'm not sure. But there's 6 of them. Basically you're going to head, it's not quite north, it's just to the left of north, for those people that like to navigate. Right out there on the horizon I can actually see Calgary. I can see the towers and all that kind of the skyscrapers of Calgary. That's all out that way. I don't know if you can see that on the horizon. It's literally right there. Yeah, I can see it clear as a bell, but I'm not sure how well this camera will pick that up. Yeah. See if I can get out the sun a bit. There we go. Let's try that. Yeah, it might pick it up. Who knows? Either way, I'm continuing. There is a little bit more up over there, but like I say, I've gained 1,000 feet in about 1.5 kilometers. So this is a good workout, I tell you. Yeah. But do that bit first thing in the morning. Yeah, it's very wise to come up that way when it's nice and cool. You wouldn't want to come up there when it's roasted hot. That'd be horrible. Yeah. Still a lot of snow on the mountains though, look. That's quite nice to see. I'll take that. Yeah. Very nice. Whew. I bought extra layers with me today, just in case, like I always do from out the mountains. I always have layers and food. But not sure I'm going to need it today. I think I'm going to be losing a layer here in a minute. Bloody hell. Yeah, right, on I go. And the way I'm going to continue is this way. You can see the grass bank in the distance over there. I'll be up on top of there in a minute. And then basically going to head just to the left and north. I'll show you when I get up there where I'm going. Right, sure, off that peak you come out through the trees. There's another little bit of up, but compared to what you've just done, this is just a bump in the road. Yeah, lots of purple flowers down in here. I'm not sure what these are. There's loads of them all down through here. I can see them. Not sure how well the camera will pick them up. That hill over there, all along there, that's foreign grade. Already higher than foreign grade. I'm just going to nip up that hill over there and do some more. That's almost pleasant, that walk up there, compared to where I've just come. Yeah. Right, on I go. Right, just looking back for a second. I guess the bed is there. Gives you an idea. Yeah. Whew. I watched a video of Bob Spurko coming up here. Like the photos and stuff. That guy's a bloody mountain goat. He walks up these hills. I just spotted a couple of places on those rocks over there where he went. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't go up there without ropes. And that guy, I can't remember his wife's name now, Dana, something like that. Anyway, the guy's like a bloody mountain goat. You don't realise how well that guy hikes until you come to the places that he goes, and you look at the places he's been and you're like, no way, I'm not going there. Right, a little bit more up and I'll go over the top of this hill and I'll show you where I'm going. Hey, there's the survey marker. That is my foot and pole. This is officially the top of Windy Point, right there. Yeah. Whoo, Batman. Like I say, that's a good 1,000 feet in 1.5 kilometers, straight up. Yeah. So what's that, 330 meters? Something like that for the metrically people out there. Yeah. That trail down there takes you across to the back of Foreign Grade, and a lot of people do that in the winter. That valley over there, that's Death Valley, that goes off up that way. Once the road dries out from the top, I'll be heading in there, but that Ware Creek Road from the top is absolutely bloody brutal in the mud. Bloody horrible. Yeah. Well, there's another one of them purple flowers. I'm not sure what these are, but they're very nice. Look. There's millions of them. They're everywhere. Yeah. Right. So that little car parked in the parking lot down there is getting smaller and smaller as I go. Must mean I'm climbing. Right, on I go. That way. Let's see what deadfall was left on the trail this year. On I go. So for anyone who's never done this trip, this is You come up Windy Point, you come down Gleason's Ridge, and you're now heading north. Go through the trees a little bit. It's so easy to find your way through here. There is a little bit of route finding along this ridge, only because of the extreme amounts of deadfall. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs. I think, like I say, it's 5 or 6. But just down here, I think this is where you can see where you're actually heading. Because a lot of people go the wrong way up here. They end up wandering down into Death Valley. Oh yeah, this is, I can clearly show you where we're going. From here, we are going, right, straight through there. That ridge, straight through there, that peak. Right, so, now I'm just going to give you a warning. This particular valley down through here, this bit, I know this valley very, very well from other trips and other adventures I've done. Make sure you do lots of cooling down in here, especially earlier in the morning. Because yeah, fuzzy friends with the murder mittens are quite often down in this way. And down that valley, down there, don't walk down that valley, because chances are you will have a bear encounter. And you don't want to do that, because I know there's 4 of them down there at the moment. Yep, so when you get to here, you'll see a very well worn trail. I mean, it's almost impossible not to follow it. When you get into the trees and the ridges over the other side, that's where people tend to go wrong, because the you lose the peak. And it's I'll see if I can show you a better picture of the peak in a minute. And the peak in the distance, it's basically straight through that way, and that is the peak. That is the top of the, if you look on the maps in Kananaskis book, you'll see there's a cut line and 17A and the cut line join. That's that peak over there, so that's where you're heading. There is a bit in here where people get confused, and that's why I've come up here today, see if I can clear it out a bit and make it a bit more obvious. Right, I'm going to make a lot of noise going down through there. That's why I'm videoing, chatting right now, just so that everything in here knows I'm here. I'm going to do a lot of shouting in a minute, so I'm just going to turn the camera off. Right, here's a better view of where you're going. There's a big lump right there, and then you'll see this big pine tree off to the other side. Between those two, you'll see a little lump there. I'm not sure how well that's lining up with the camera, but there's a little lump there. That is the top of 17A, and the cut line is right there. Now that cut line, normally when you walk out on a cut line, I've seen people do it. I know Mark's been up here, Mark did it, and Mark's a very experienced hiker, so it can happen to anybody. It's one of those things, when you walk out on a cut line, I've done it, you expect to walk out on the cut line and see this dead straight piece cut right through the forest. There is, but at the top of that hill over there, for whatever reason, there's actually a kink in the trail. So when you get there, there's a kink in the trail. I will show you that when we get there, but yeah, that's a considerable distance away, and probably about another 2 or 3 hours before I get there, because remember there was some deadfall up in here I want to clear out. So yeah, so you're going to come to here, down the valley, you can see the trail goes off up the side, and you're going to go up through that piece over there onto that peak, and away I go. I just saw something move down in the bottom of the valley there. I think it was a deer, but I'm just going to stand here for a little bit, let everything stand in the open so everything can see me. Yeah, I think it was a deer. Deer took off down there, which is a good sign, because it means the bear's not down there. Yeah, right. So we've got Banded Peak over there, and we got Coventry, and just behind those trees over there, that nice big snowy bit there, that's Glasgow. Got Blue Rock, 3 Point Mountains over there. Blue Rock, Jägermeister and all that lot over there. That one with a big cloud over the top of it, I can't remember what that one's called, but I know if you go up that valley and down there over the other side, that will take you out to Pickle Jar Lakes. And I'm still very much enjoying this shade, and as you can see, it's steep coming down this side, but the sun hasn't caught up with me yet. It's nice, isn't it? There's a few places along here you get some views, but there's not that many views along here. This is Gleason's Ridge. It's a very nice walk. I mean, if you just want to go for a hike, I mean, this is it. This is the place to come. But you want to be a little bit energetic, a bit on the fitter side. So don't bite off more than you can chew, because there's some steep elevation going up in here. So yeah, very nice walk. You can go, and once I get up the other end of there, I'll have a decide, but you can come back through the bottom of that valley, down through the bottom of there. That's trail 18, but there's always a lot of deadfall on 18, and 18 usually takes me about half a day to clear out the deadfall on there. So I'm going to see how much there is along this piece, and then do some more and decide on which way to come back. I might come back this way, not sure yet. So looking back, I've just come that way, down into here, and go up this little side up that way. I know I'm doing a lot of video down through this bit, but it's stunning. I can't not do video here. I mean, look at it. It's bloody amazing, isn't it? Right, on I go. Just coming up along the ridge. All the aspens down there all greened right up there. Wow. Look at that lot. Yeah, over there, that's Death Valley across there. But, so if you were going down this side to go back that way, how would you get to there? I guess you'd have to cut down, bushwhack through the forest over there, down that valley, and I don't know what that's like. It looks just like aspen. Should be easy walking, but be warned, that valley's called Death Valley for a reason. A lot of people go missing up in there for some reason, no idea why. It's not the easiest place to navigate through. It looks easy. Oh, there's something moving across down there. There's a dead tree right down where I'm pointing, and there's something just walked past the back of that tree. See it? I can't read up close, but there's a dead tree down in there, and there's something. It's a tan colour. It looks like a deer. It doesn't look like a bear, because if it was a bear it should have things following it, and it doesn't. It's the right shape for a bear though. Down in there, no, that is a bear. Yeah, there's a frigging bear down in there. Look, I can see it right down in there. That is most definitely a bear. That's not a deer. I can tell by the way it's walking. Deer tend to walk at a different purpose. Bear tends to walk with a different gait. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bear down there. I can't see any other bears with it. So, yeah, right there. Yeah, big dead tree. Then they look like with a roundy top. And there's a bear just coming up onto the trail down there. So I'll make some noise a bit further up because I've got to cut across. I'm not going across to that peak, so I'm going to be up over this way. So that bear will be in the sunshine. That's where the food is at the moment. That's something else to always remember. It's like that gully behind me. It's nice and sunny. That's where the bears are going to be. That's where the best grazing is going to be. Yeah. Yeah. They don't just eat meat. They eat a lot of vegetation too. Huge amount of it. So they're going to be heading up there. It looks like he's heading that way. He's heading north, so, or she, whichever it is. Yeah. Oh well. First bear sighting today. I'm sure I'll see quite a few more, and there's loads of them up in this way. Right, on I go. Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, there's one on the trail. There's another one following it, behind it. Yes, so that is a bear with cubs. See, it looks like a tan colour from here, but I don't know if it is. It's hard to tell. This camera does not have zoom on it, but there's definitely two of them. Yeah, there's one there and one behind it. So there's definitely two. It does look a little tan colour. I don't know if that's a grizzly bear or not. It's I know there's black bears in the valley behind me. I know there is. There's four of them down there. I know there is. But those two are tan. So, not sure. I wish I had my zoom now, because I could literally zoom right in and tell you exactly what they are. But there's two of them, and they appear to be heading that way. So, oh well. I can't see that they'd come up over the top of here. I'm going to make loads of noise anyway, so whatever. That does actually look, to me, I'm convinced that's a grizzly bear, because it is that sandy colour, and it's not deer. It's too big for deer, and it's walking wrong. Deer don't walk like that. Right, so on I go. Oh well, keep my eyes and ears open. Right, some considerable distance further up the trail, and a bit of hazy clouds starting to come in over there. Oh well, don't matter, I've got waterproofs from me. The in Jill Daphne's book, there's a piece in there that she says you can, from trail 18, there's a well-established cow trail, I think it says, that goes up the hill, cuts up to this one. This is it. This is the turn off for that. There's some trees at the top here, some rock. You can go down that way or come up that way, but I can tell you now it's insanely steep, like ridiculously steep. A little bit of haze in the cloud, in the sky. But that's not a bad thing. It helps keeping the temperatures down, that's for sure. Yeah, bit of cloud building along the top of the mountain. Quite a lot of wildlife. I'm convinced that was a bear down in there, because it's in the other valley. This valley over here, I know there's black bear in this valley over here, and the next 2 or 3 over. And they try to avoid each other if they can. So they have like their own territories. So I'm going to continue this way. You've just come out the forest over there, by the way, and then you're going to continue over here. There is a deadfall here across part of the trail. As you come up here, you'll find loads of this kind of stuff. Just go around it. It's not even worth me clearing it. Yeah, the stuff that you can't go around, that's the stuff that I clear. But as you can see, it's 2 seconds around that way. Right, and I'm going to continue heading north that way. As you wander along this trail, heading north, you'll notice off to the right there, it's really steep, really steep. But you don't walk down that, you fall down that. So this piece along here, basically if you stay along the top of the ridge, you are absolutely going in the right direction. But one ridge turns into another ridge up here. You have to go down through a cobble, and that's one of the bits I've come up here to clean out. Look at that, isn't that nice, eh? We'll go over here for a bit. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look how steep that is down there. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I was talking about Messer Butte this morning. That actually over there, that is actually Messer Butte. That hill over there that you can see, you got the valley, it goes off up through, and then you'll see a hill towards the horizon there. Yeah, that's Messer Butte. Right, so I'm going to continue heading north that way. Run down across the trail here. I'm just going to clean this up, move it off the trail, because it's right on the ridge. It's exactly where you need to walk. So it'd be very easy to wander off either side. There are many trails go down either side of this ridge. Your golden rule is stay on top of the ridge. So I am going to make the effort of clearing that one off. I'm sure you could go around it, but there's such a well-established trail underneath that mess. I'm just going to clear it up. And there we are, done. Keeps it on trail. It's just as easy to walk around the other end of the tree, but then you're stomping out a new trail, and there's other bits in there that need to cut in and all that kind of stuff. So you might as well just cut the bits off, dump them off the side there. Job done. That helps stabilize the bank down there as well. And there we go, job done. Right, that's facing south. I'm heading north, which is this way. On I go. Look at that. What an amazing day for a walk today. I thought it was going to be blazing sunshine up in here, but it's actually clouded over just enough. I can still just about see shadows, but it is clouded over just enough to be a beautiful walking day. Unbelievably nice walking day. It really is. Right, so that's that mess cleared up. I'm going to continue north that way. Wow, did I ever mess up? Right, there's the big rock pile. This is where you turn down into that coal. And this coal is the bucket, because I'm on a ridge. This is a ridge. There's another ridge over through there. That's the one you've got to go back on. That's the one I started marking down the hill. And I ended up too far down the valley. So I've just had a bushwhack up through a whole bunch of bush down through here. That was nasty, don't do that. Right. So when you get to this big rock pile that somebody's kindly built, don't go that way, it doesn't go anywhere. Right, go this way. Turn down here. So I have to come back this way now, because I've marked the piece down the far side of the S, and now I've got to join it up with this part of the S. There's a lot of fresh deadfall down in there, so I didn't recognise it coming the other way. So if I'd have gone this way, I would have recognised it. But yeah, so I will find the piece that I've marked down in the bottom there and join the two pieces together. So I will be coming back this way, but so far I still have to go that way a considerable distance. Wow, did I ever mess up? You should have seen what I just come up. I was looking for this piece of trail and I couldn't find it. But I will go back this way, and I'll tidy it up on the way back. Wow, that's interesting. There's so much deadfall, and you have to kind of do like an S. You go down here, you're going to go down the valley a little way that way, and then up the next ridge that way. And it's very easy to miss it. It's very easy to miss it. You could, if you wanted, just go straight down this hill and straight up the one in front of you, but I can tell you now it's steep, so I shall mark it so everybody knows where it is. Right, on I go. I'm going to carry on heading north, which is just to give you a heads up on this second ridge. Once you've gone down the ridge that has a reasonably good trail on it, you'll come onto this one. And the golden rule with this one is stay on the ridge. There are many trails that go off the side, left and right. Basically find your way along the ridge, stay on top of the ridge. But every now and again you'll find nice saw cuts and things. But there are many trails go down the side. Don't be tempted to follow them because it looks easier. Stay on top of the ridge. Sun's cleared out a bit, eh? Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, this ridge definitely gets less use than the other side, so there are a million little trails through here. What I'm doing is clearing off some of these little dead branches, not cutting live ones, just the dead ones, so you can see fresh cuts. Lets people know they're going in the right direction. Right, basically keep heading north, you're going good. And this is one of the reasons I like this trail. As long as you stay on top of the ridge, you're absolutely fine. You are heading in the right direction. Parade's a million directions because there's obviously cows and Christ knows what, and people have all come up in here trying to find a way through. But it, generally speaking, there is a trail that you can follow. It's just braided a bit here and there in places. I'm trying to cut off as many decent ends as I can so people can see them. I try to put up as little marking tape as I can, but in here there's just loads of cut branches and stuff from old. But yeah, as long as you stay on top of this ridge, you are going in the right direction. You have to zigzag a little bit because there's a lot of deadfall, and I'm not clearing half of these trees. If you look at half of this stuff, look at it, it's all down. Look at these, these are all down, but I'm not cleaning them because they are still green. They are still struggling along, so yes, they are still hanging in there, so that's good. Right, so this is what you get on the top of this trail. This is pretty much about it, and you just kind of find your way through it. But it's a very nice walk, I can tell you that, and it has warmed up huge. Once I get a bit further up, I might have to lose a layer. You do get some good views from up here though. I keep seeing there's obviously a road out there somewhere, because every now and again I see a little shiny flash of something. It's obviously the sun catching a car or something. That's looking east. If you look west, you've got Blue Rock Mountain and all that lot over there, and I'm heading north along here. What an amazing place. Now, quite a ways along the ridge, I'm puffing a bit because I just come uphill. You'll come to this mess, and you can go left or right. Now, I did find that either way works good. Just keep the ridge in sight. I've got a feeling, what I did last time, this is heading north. Got a feeling I came round this side. So if you're facing north, this is coming round to the left, and I think this actually goes right round all of it. Yeah, it does, but a little bit. Yeah. But you can go left or right. Just keep an eye on the ridge. Don't wander down the side of it, because I can tell you now, it is so easy to do that up in here. I would clear a path through this deadfall up here, because the original trail goes along the top, I know it does. But this is all super hard, dead, been down for a million years trees, and I have no wish to be trying to cut that lot up. And also, they help maintain the soil and everything on top of the ridges and cut down wind for new plants to grow, so I don't really want to clear those. So find your way around it, not difficult, just make sure you don't wander down off the ridge. Very easy to do. So I'm going to head back uphill. There's a lot of up on this trail. I think there's 6 peaks, I think, all together, something like that. Once you go around this mess, you'll get back onto a trail again at the top. Yeah, see, the original trail went along through that lot. But as long as you stay on top of here, you'll be fine. Just keep heading north that way. Right, as you come along this ridge, you'll come to 3 pieces of step over, and this is an important turn off. So yeah, you'll see a cut log right there, and just up here, if I can find it, where is it? Just along here somewhere. Where's that gap? Okay, so I did put a piece of red tape on here last year, and as you can see, it's gone, because this, if I'm correct, this is actually the easiest route through here, this way. Let me just check, make sure this is the easy route before I move this tree. But yeah, So down through here and up along that way is actually the easy route through here. But somebody has taken my tape down. If you look at my last year's video, I did put some tape up in here, but I'll show you. You can see people have cut stuff off here before. This is actually the easy route through. That tree there, when there's that one that's cut, yeah, that tree down there is the one I'm going to move out the way. But there's this piece down through here. If you follow this, right, the cut line, believe it or not, is over that way. If you follow this down through here, you are stepping over a million bits of crap, and it naturally takes you down that hill. That is incorrect. So this corner, I'll go back up here again. I've just got to cut out that tree now. Bugger. Right. So this corner where you've got this one that's been cut a long time, you've got 3 steppy overs. You've got this one. You're going to come over the top of that joint, across to here, and the easiest trail, believe it or not, is down through that. Wow, isn't there ever another load of pile of garbage up in there? Yeah, it's more deadfall down up in there. That's the problem. Let's get the sun off the lens. Yeah, the top of there's a bit of a mess. There's one really good trail up through there, and I did mark it, and somebody taken the tape down, so I'm going to remark it, and I'm going to mark it with cut ends. So I'm going to make it a lot more work for them if they want to do anything with that. So yes. Now, when you come up through here, you're looking for the cut line. Believe it or not, because normally cut lines you expect to find a dead straight piece. This is the cut line. I'll show you. It's actually a curve. For whatever reason, the top end of this cut line has a big corner in it, which is very unusual, because normally they are just like razor sharp. Yeah. But if you walk along the trail a little way, you'll get to here, and right there in front of you, there's your cut line, straight down there. Now, if I was going back on 18, I would go down this hill, and then in the bottom of this hill, you'll come to one big steppy overlog. Just on the left-hand side before you get to that great big log, it's about 10 inches through. On the left-hand side, you'll see the start of Trail 18. That's a little steep. There's a couple of steep bits just down here. But there's the cut line. And this is the reason you can't see it, because it's not straight at the top of the hill. You expect it to be. And when you're walking through the forest, that's exactly what you're looking for. I do it. If I'm navigating by cut lines, I'm expecting my trail to cut across a dead straight trail, but it doesn't. This one doesn't. Yeah, 17A back is that way. Yeah, up through there. And if you were continuing along Gleason's Ridge, you would turn off here and go down there, continue along that way. Not very exciting. And the other side of the cut line that goes off out into like Death Valley and whatever is around that corner. So there's like a big C-shaped piece at the top of this hill, which is why it's so easy. Like people come down through here. Like if you bushwhack down through, that's why I marked that trail up through there. Because there's 3 trails that go through there. If you, as you're heading back, you need to keep to the right. If you come down the ones that go to the left, it will take you down through this lot. You won't even notice you've crossed the cut line because you're in all this garbage, and you'll find yourself down there. Now I know Mark of the Trail did that, and he's much more experienced at doing this stuff, and you want to see some of the places that guy goes. And even he missed this cut line for exactly that reason. There are 3 trails up in there, 2 of them are wrong. Yeah, so I'm going to mark up the best trail with a bunch of cut ends and whatever, just for these people that keep taking the tape down. Thank you very much. Yeah, go find something useful to do, like clear trails. Yeah, and I'm going to mark it up, so because if you come down those other 2 on the left hand side, you will actually end up going down there, down that valley, down that slope, and you suddenly realise, oh crap, I've gone the wrong way. So that's Gleason Ridge up through there. Not going to continue up through there. There's nothing much exciting up through there. I am going to clear this trail up a little bit along here. I was going to go back down the hill and down 18, but that piece that goes through the coal down there, from here, this is the cut line 17A junction. That's right here. If you go down, if you follow that trail all the way down, you have to do a heading of about 153, and it's about 1.4 kilometers to where you're going to turn off, and you're going to kind of swing round to the left, down into a coal, swing round to the right, and up onto the next ridge. But I was going to go back that way, but not going to now. So I was going to bring a friend of mine up here today. They wanted to come hiking up here today, but that first piece of the hill was an absolute SOB. But the Trail 18 and Trail 19 down that way, that's a much gentler slope. So I will bring them up there on another weekend, and we can go up through that way. That's much easier hiking there. That first bit of hill I did today and along this ridge is kind of brutal in places. So right, I'm going to do a bit of tidy up, do a bit of marking up, and then I'm going to head back down that way and clean it all up. Right, on I go. Right, just done a little bit of tidy up. So one last look at the cut line. There's the cut line down there. Like I say, if you were going back on 18, you get to the bottom of this hill and then turn left. If you were going 19, you'd go up, continue up the cut line a little way, and then you'll find a piece that peels round to the right into a meadow, and that will take you into a great big meadow. If you look at some of my other videos, you can see it in there. But you don't go all the way up this cut line. Oh my god, that's brutal. That piece, yeah, there's a piece up there I can see that I know is absolutely brutal, because I've been that way and it's not pleasant. Right, so 18, bottom of the hill, turn left. 19, continue on for about another 200 meters, and you're going to peel round to the right into a big meadow, and then you'll find yourself in the meadow where Link Creek Trail and Trail 19 join up. So top of this hill, this is all now cleaned up, this is all nice, excellent. So I'm just going to tidy up this piece through the deadfall up the top here, because I know people try to find their way through, and they do what they think is right. However, it's very easy to go down the backside of this hill, and that is not somewhere you want to be. So cut line is that way, top of the hill, 17A turns back in there. Right, I'm going to mark that up a little bit better, put some more cut ends up in there so you can see what's what. Before heading back, I've remembered that I carried tea with me today. I almost forgot. I hadn't stopped for a tea break. So, tea break it is. Right. Cheers, people. Oh dear, oh, that rock's cold. The rock sitting against my leg, it's cold. Yes, so the top of this cut line, it's dead straight, obviously all the way through, but it has a big C-shaped piece. This piece I'm sitting on is like a giant curve on the top. Actually, if you look on Google Maps, you can actually see it. You can actually see the curve on the top of the ridge. Yeah, not sure why they did that, because there's no reason they couldn't have just gone straight through there. I don't know. Not sure why they did that. But oh, we can have a cup of tea. And we can have a sausage roll. So this is the Gleasons Ridge cut line interchange. 17A, Gleasons Ridge, cut line goes that way. So east, west, north, obviously south that way. And we are not quite I reckon it's probably only about 10:30, you know, because the sun should be there. If it was midday, the sun should be there, and it's still got 2 more of those to go before it gets to midday. So that's about 10:30. So cheers, people. Ugh. Best place for a cup of tea, can't odds it. Oh, and make my flask a bit lighter too. Where do I put it? Huh? Oh, there it is. See it? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, make my flask a bit lighter. I like to ziplock my food in bags. It helps with hiding the scent and stuff, but trust me, a bear can still smell it in there. A bear find that no problem. But it helps. So if one cup of tea is good, two must be better. They're only little cups. That's my excuse. Yeah, so that's cleaned up a little bit better over there. I'll see if I can do a better job on that piece up through there. It is a real mess because there's so much deadfall up in there. You know, I've been there a month of Sundays clearing it up. But if you mark it and people use it, the more people that use a marked trail, the better established that trail becomes. So as you're coming along this ridge, you want to you'll get to that cut log. I'll show you on the way back, because I've just cut that big one out. That big one that I was going to cut out last year, I've just cut it out now. And I actually managed to turn the log round. I'll show you that when we get back there. So that leaves a very clear marker that people can see. But, once you have a route that people use, you only need half a dozen people to walk down a route, and you'd be amazed how quickly it starts to establish itself as a route. And it is the correct route. It's the easiest route, because like I say, there's 3 trails up in here. The one that's on this side going back is the one you want to take, and it's really clear until you hit some deadfall. So I'm going to see if I can improve that. But if you're coming the other way, it looks like you continue along the ridge. Your natural instinct is to continue along the ridge. But if you do that, you will go down there. And that's exactly what people have done, which is why I marked it at the top there last year. Yep, somebody took tape down. Yeah, no thank you, people. Once a route is established, I don't leave tape up forever. People think I do, I don't. Because I walk the same routes year after year after year. And once I find that the route is very clearly visible, and everybody started going that way, I actually take all the tape now. I went up to, if you look in one of my videos, I did Hunchback Hills, and I took an entire carrier bag of tape, like a plastic grocery bag of tape, out of all the trees all the way up there, because originally that trail wasn't very well marked, and 25,000 people had marked the trail, and then a very well established trail turned up, and then there was no need for the tape, so I took it all down. So I don't leave the tape up there forever. So, you know, if you're one of these people that sees a piece, oh my god, there's a piece of tape, I've got to take it down. Don't, because it's there for a reason. You know, one day that person may be lost out in the mountains somewhere, and their only clue that they're going the right way might be that they find a piece of tape or a little pile of rocks, like the one behind me. They might find a little pile of rocks. So, you know, they're there for a reason. Once a trail is established and you can see it, I go back and I take it all down. I don't like littering garbage out here any more than anybody else does, trust me. My pack, I quite often go back with piles of garbage in my pack. Yeah, I actually have grocery bags and what have you in here that I pick up garbage, so I clean it up as I go. So if I find crap on the ground, I pick it up. But if tape is there, it's there for a reason. Let the trail become established, then I'll come back and take it all down. It's as simple as that. I've been doing this for 30 years in these mountains. But, there's not too many of these mountains that I don't know. Yeah. So, right. I will call that it. Lunch break over. Or tea break. I tend to snack. I don't stop for particular meals at particular times. I'm not one of those people. Even in normal life, not mountain life, even in normal life, I don't have set meals. I don't do breakfast, dinner, tea kind of thing. I don't do that. No, I just eat when I'm hungry. Yeah, always have, always will. Best way to do it. Snack as you go. Right, thanks. Let me get organised here. Clean all this up. Put all my gear back in there. Well, the battery's charged itself up. What I do is when I have one of those battery pack things, and my little stand thing broke. I need to get another one. I have obviously the GoPro batteries. They last a reasonable amount of time. They're Enduro ones, but it's very, very simple. I just have one of those booster packs, little battery pack things, and I put the charger on and I stick it in my pack, and as I'm walking along, it's charging the battery back up. So yeah. So let me get all this stuff tidied up, and I'm going to go and improve that trail behind me. Right, on I go. Right, so that's that cleared through. Bloody hell, that's a lot of work. Right, so when you come off the top, there's that one cut log. I've just cut through that big one up there. You'll see a piece of red tape. Follow it straight down the hill. I've just cleared out all of this lot. And it looks like you're going the wrong way. You are not. This is why people get this piece wrong. I've just cleared out all of this lot down through here. Whole bunch all the way down through here. I just cleared all those out. There you go. There's a couple of still steppy other ones. But if you come down through here, looks like you're going the wrong way, but you are not. So you're going to come down here. You're going to go in, and what this trail does is it curves around that way. If you go straight down that ridge, it takes you down the back side of that ridge into Death Valley. So you're the wrong side of the ridge. If you want, you're going down the east side of the ridge. You're not on top of the ridge. So you come down here, it looks like you're going the wrong way. You're not. You're going to go down, follow it round. It's very well marked now. I've put a whole bunch of cut logs down here. There's all kinds of cut stuff up in here. So you can't miss it. There is some flagging in there. Please leave the bloody flagging where it is. Once this trail is established, I'll come up here numerous times, I suspect, and clear out more of this. If you come up through here now, there's one here. Cleared all these out. Bloody, this stuff's like concrete. There's one there that I haven't cut because I'm now tired. Yeah. Cut out all of these. Got about 20 of these out of there. Bloody trees everywhere. Look at them. Yeah, you can get to here. Nice snapped off tree right there. Good marker. And straight up the hill in front of you, straight up through there, you can see the big one that I cut this morning. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape up in here. There is some tape. I'm going to put another piece between here and the top. And this is actually the best way down, because it takes you to exactly where you need to go. If you continue straight on along that ridge, it takes you down the wrong side of the ridge. And I think that's what people have been doing. I know Mark did. Boy, he missed it. Because this gets to here and then does that, and then continues. Gleason Ridge continues over there. The ridge that we're on, that you come in on, continues that way. And if you follow it, it will take you down there. You don't want to do that. On the top of the ridge, you've got to turn off. When I got to the top of the ridge, I will show you where that is. Right, so that's that all done. Right, so as you come along the top, you'll go over those 3 steppy overlogs. You'll see this old cut that somebody's made here. Just through here, somebody's got a blaze on a tree right there. Just through here, you'll see a piece of red tape that I've put back in the tree. Please leave it there. Right, if you go that way, you will go down the wrong side of the hill. Don't go that way. Go this way. I'll show you why. Because some kind soul, see that? Even people in the past have cut pieces off of here. This was the original route down through here, but it got so much deadfall over it that people couldn't see it. So what I've done is I've come down here. I have daisy chained it a little bit with red tape. Like I say, don't worry about it, or you leave no trace, people, because I will come back and take it off once the trail is back. And it goes down here, around that corner, and the cut line, 17A cut line, is down in there. It is not over there. It is down in there. It looks counterintuitive, but you're actually higher than the point. So go down through there, follow the tape round. You can see loads and loads of cut logs. I must have cut about 20 bloody logs out of there. It's hard stuff too. This stuff that's been on the ground is bloody hard stuff. So down through there. That was a hard one, that one. Holy crap. Yeah, I have left plenty of markers that aren't tape, so that people can see them. See, look, somebody made old cuts here before. That wasn't me. That was before. So yeah. So when you come along this ridge and this pickup sticks mess, just before the cut line, don't go that way. Go that way. Down through there. It's blatantly obvious now. I mean, if you can't follow that through there, there's not a lot I can do to help you. So yeah. So just go down through there. Don't go that way. So yeah. Oh well. Now I can go back to that weird bit in the coal, which is 1.4 kilometers that way, and see if I can improve that. I improved down one side and then completely lost it, which is what I did last time I was up in there, because it's such a mess. There's so much deadfall up in there, it's just stupid. So I'm going to go back that way and see if I can do a little bit about that. Not sure what I can do, but let me go and see. On I go. Right, so there's your 3 steppy overs. There's the old cut log. There's a piece of red tape in there. You're going to turn left there and down through all the nicely new cut pieces of wood. Follow it round and that will take you straight down to the cut line. Heading back is this way. This is why this is so hard to follow up through here, because there's a million animal trails and all this deadfall. If I came up with a chainsaw, I could literally make an amazing trail through here, but I don't want an amazing trail. I just want a trail that people can follow, and so they don't end up going in the wrong direction. All about safety, really. So, right, so down there, up to the red tape, turn left, down the hill. You'll see loads of cut pieces, and you're just going to kind of swing around the corner. So when you get to here, you're going to go over there, down that tape, down, swing around the corner, and right there, that will be the cut line. That's what you're looking for. Right, on I go, heading back south, which is that way. It's warmed up a lot, I tell you. I've lost a layer already. Yeah, so I'm going to go back that way. As I was saying on the way up here, the second ridge is much rougher than the first ridge. I think a lot of people get to that first ridge and they can't find their way through that coal bit and get up onto this ridge. Most people, I suspect, go to the end of, looking at the trail, go to the end of that first ridge and keep going. That'll just take you down into the bottom valley and foreign grade, and I'm willing to bet you that by the time people realise they've gone wrong, they've gone too far downhill, they're not going to bother to come back up, because this is the trail on this end. Look at it, you know. This is a route, this is not a trail. There are plenty of cut ends, it's easy to follow, stay on top of the ridge, you can't go wrong. Yeah, but there is no super duper definitive pathway. Look at that, isn't that nice, eh? Oh yeah, yeah, we're going to be some people up there today. Yeah, I'm willing to bet you Junction Falls will be, see that, there's loads of old cuts along here, loads of them. Yeah. These weren't me, these have been here a long time. So. But this is the thing, if everybody improves the trail a little bit every time they come, just improve it a little bit, and keeps them nice. There's a lot of extra deadfall down in here this year, that is for sure. Yeah, loads of it. Which is why I went wrong on that piece that I came down the hill. I know exactly what I did, I went too far down the valley. Yeah, but I will see if I can correct that when I get back there. This is what I mean, look at this. This is actually the trail, it's not as well defined as that other ridge, that's for sure. But there's still plenty of markers, plenty of things to tell you in the right way. See old cuts there. But, yeah, I cut out a bunch of these last year. That one up there I cut off last year. When I came up, I went around the other side of this hill. Remember I said you could go left or right around a piece of hill? That's this piece of hill. So on the way up, I went to the left. On the way down, I'm still going to go to the left, so I'm going to come in on the other side. It goes to exactly the same thing. It just goes around it. That's all it does. Just follows it around. You'll see it in a second. Exactly where I was just now. Yeah. Oop, up around the corner. Yeah. So you get to here, and you can kind of go that way or that way. As long as you stay close to the ridge, you're going in the right direction. Right, I'm going to head back that way. Hey, it's warming up. I might have to get my hat out soon. Right, on I go. See what I mean about a pleasant trail though. It's not a 6-lane highway. You know, you've got to find your way where we're going. But pretty pleasant, eh? Can't odds it. So the next important point along here will be the big rock pile. Keep getting followed by bees. They can see the bright colours, I guess. Yeah. So I'm lit up like a Christmas tree. Reflective crap all over my pack and all that kind of stuff. Good idea. Yeah, so yeah, along here there is no route along this piece, it's just kind of generally south. So, like I just said, stay on top of the ridge, which is up here. Stay on top of the ridge, try not to trip on any of the flowers, go around the flowers. They've had a hard enough time growing up here as it is. About big gloops like me walking all over them. There are views. I mean, look at that. That's Blue Rock Mountain over there. And ironically, it was almost a year to the day, pretty much the day, that I was here last year. Yeah. What's the crocuses? Hello, crocus. Yeah. Try to avoid the flowers. Oh, look at that. I'll tell you one thing that is really nice about doing this hike. The wind. It's called Windy Point for a reason. Yeah. All along here, I keep getting the most amazing breezes come through, and then I just arch my shoulders back to let the air down my back, and it's like instant air conditioning, mate. Absolutely bloody brilliant. Look at it. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to go back that way. So on I go. So as you are generally kind of just heading south through the trees here, the next important thing you're looking for is the big rock pile, which I know is just coming up. Wait, we can rise and shine. Yeah, rock pile's just coming up. These two ridges are completely different. This one's more rocky. I suspect if you could see them with no trees on, but this one can be way more rocky. Right, so you're going to come along this ridge. We've come off the cut line down 17A. You've come across the ridge and you're going to come to this pile of rocks that some kind person has put up. You'll see cut pieces on this tree there. I have no idea why they cut that, because if you go that way, that doesn't help you at all. I'm not sure where that goes. I know it goes down into the next valley, and that's maybe people just wanted to go that way, I don't know. But this pile of rocks here, so you're going to turn left. You're going to turn left down here, and there's a very well marked trail down through here. He says jokingly that I will see if I can improve this piece. I know the bit down the other side is well marked now because I marked it. So I'm going to see if I can join those two pieces together. Right, on I go. Right, so I have now fixed it. That S-bend in the coulee is now very well marked. I found a whole bunch of pink tape that was also in the wrong, that's what led me in the wrong direction this morning. Right, so when you come along the ridge, you will come down along that way. You'll come down there. Have that amazing view. You stop and look. Wow, look at that. Well, I could stop and look at that for a while. Either way, right. Squirrel moment. Right, so you're going to come down. There's all dead, some fresh cuts. Trail looks like it continues that way. Somebody had marked pink tape down there, which is what I followed this morning. I have gone back in there and removed all of my tape and covered over as many of the markings as I could. Right, so where you're actually going to come, you're going to come along that ridge. You're going to get to here. This is your turn off down here. There is actually a reasonable trail. Once you know where it is, it's actually a very reasonable trail. Now, I have ticker taped it a little bit down through here, just so that people get used to where it was again. And you're going to come down here, follow the tape down. It's very clear. Cut across the piece on the other side, back up that really nice trail, and it will take you straight up to that rock pile. It is actually incredibly easy. This piece through here, I have seen people get lost down through here. I've seen a few videos of people wandering off the wrong way. So, and this is the point. There's a lot of deadfall down there. You don't want to go that way. When you get to here, you want to turn off down that way. Somebody has actually cut branches off here in the past. Yeah, so yes, once you know where it is, it's easy, isn't it? Yeah. So literally, trail goes down there, follows it downhill a little ways, across a flattish bit, back up into the trees. Well established trail, brings you back up to the big rock pile. Job done. Now I have put quite a bit of tape up in there, as you can see. Again, please don't move it. I will come back and take it down. I did put some tape down through there this morning, just in case I was on the right track, because it looked like the right track, because somebody put pink in it, but it was completely wrong. That was completely the wrong track. But that pink tape had been there a very long time, but it did actually go the wrong way. So down through here, follow the red tape. The red tape is accurate. This is what I do. I find trails, I verify I'm on exactly the right trail, and then I mark it all up. I thought I was on the right trail that way just now. It wasn't, so I've gone back and I've removed all the tape that was down through there. This is the correct route, that red tape down through there. Once you actually start following this down, it's actually blatantly bloody obvious. Yeah. So I've only put bits of tape on the bits that you're going to get lost on or wander off the trail. So don't worry about it. It doesn't look like that all the way down. But once you actually get onto this trail down through there, it's blatantly obvious it was a bloody trail. Yeah. Either way, right. It's like all these things, isn't it? Once you know the answer to the question, it's pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so this is the top. This is where you would go down into there. Yeah, so I'll do a little 360. Oh, I'm taking that breeze. Yeah. So you're going to walk along the ridge. You'll come to a very nice tree here. And then you're going to see some red tape down through there. Follow that. Don't go that way. Go that way. Easy, isn't it? Easy once you know, put it that way. Yeah. Right. Down through there is the solution to the problem. Yeah. Okay. It's actually very easy once you know. Right, on I go. I got, I don't know, 3 or 4 more peaks, I guess, to go back over, going that way. But the further I go that way, the more breeze I get, so that's nice. Wow, look at that. Didn't I pick an amazing day to come up here? Whew, I'll take that. Burning through my water pretty fast, I can tell you that much. Right, I'm going to head south, which is... Oh wow, that's actually easier than I thought. Yeah, so I can see my piece of red tape there. There's a cut piece there. And somebody very nicely cut a chunk through here in the past. So, if you're doing this trip, once you get to this cut log, just down in the bottom here, it's kind of levels out a little touch. You are going to turn left there and go down the trail that way. Nice. That's that mystery solved. Excellent. On I go. So there shouldn't be very much for me to do back that way, because I cleared out pretty much everything there was to clear out this morning. So all I have now is a very nice pleasant walk up and down a bunch of hills. Oh, I need to swap this battery out, I've just noticed, so I will do that just up by this tree, have a rest. I'm almost tempted to dig a hole right there, because an X. Do you know how infrequently you actually see that? But not sure if somebody put that there or whether that's how they fell, because it doesn't look like they've been disturbed any time recent. Yeah, X marks the spot, I guess. Right, and continue on this way. One good thing about clearing it all out on the way up here this morning is on the way back I basically just get a very nice walk down. Yeah. I can just amble along here listening to the breeze, and I'm literally ambling, I can tell you. There's no hurrying. I'm enjoying this every bloody step of it. It's amazing. Yeah, I do have some up coming in a minute, but that's not a problem. So right, look at this. This is why I like this trail. It's very up and down. If you want a good workout, yeah, this is a good trail. There are some views, not many. The Instagram people would have zero interest in this trail, because there's no amazing cliffs they can hang off and show their friends, oh look how dangerous it was. Yeah, but there are some views. There are some bits that you have to kind of work your way around, like this enormous tree. And just so you know, I'm not moving that. Not a chance. That thing snapped in about 6 pieces. Look at it. There's bits broken all over the show. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to go around that and continue that way. Right, well, I'm back to this bit again. So this morning, it's considerably cooler this morning, I can tell you. Wake rod shine. Bit of a ridge down here. Just let anything know that I am here. Gusty bit is. Yeah. So you can go down in there and cut up down through that valley there. Yeah. And that'll take you back to trial 18. I've no wish to kill myself going down there, thanks. It's bad enough getting down that other end, let alone down through there. Yeah, that's not so nice. Yeah, it's glorious, isn't it? I'm absolutely convinced there is less snow over there now, because over there that's all Glasgow, Coventry, Banded Peaks, that one there, 3 Point and all that. I'm absolutely convinced there's less snow up there now. Noticeably less snow. I'm going to put up the 2 pictures and put them side by side and see if I can spot the difference. Right. Okay, so my way back is that way. Oh, listen to that breeze. Yeah. This would be a good spot for a cup of tea if it wasn't so blooming hot. It has warmed right up, so that's good. So my way back is that way. Well, here I am, back on another top. Not sure how many more I've got to go. My memory's correct. 2, maybe 3, I don't know. Can't remember now. I think there's 6 in total. And I know I've done a few. This top really is, there's nothing to mark them. It's just the top. Yeah. I think Jill describes it in her book as indiscriminate. Yes, it most definitely is. However, it's still a very nice trail. I'm getting through my water fast. So I've still got about a third left and I'm almost back. I've only got 1, maybe 2 more peaks to go and then I'm back. Right, the crows have just been alarming. And there's one sitting up in the tree up there, he's watching me. Now I don't know whether they're calling because they've seen me or they're letting me know that there's something down in here. Wake, wake, rise and shine! This piece through here, they come up through that valley and then down through there. That's why you don't go down through there. Yeah, I do know exactly where that goes. And I have been down through there in the past. And had encounters with their fuzzy friends with the murder mittens. So, if there was something bad in here, the crows would still be going. So, let's just stop and look. Let everything see me. Can't see nothing. This is the last big push up this hill. That is steep, I can tell you now. That's a lot bloody steeper than it looks. Yeah, but this piece through here it's got a low point here. So wildlife does come up through here, but the crows have stopped making a noise, so I will press on regardless. Right. That peak way over there, that's the one I was on. That's where the junction is for 17A and the cut line. It's over there. I've stopped for a photography break. Okay, have a rest. These hills up in here, they're steeper than they look. They really are. Look at that crap. Gotta go up there yet. Oh well, on I go. So I'm getting back towards the top of the ridge now. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch more cars down there now. There's loads of them. Yeah. This is always a very popular spot. I've been up here before now and you can see the bears working their way along that far bank over there. Can't see any now. Yeah. Here's the marker pin. This is the top. Right there. Windy point top. Right there. Now all I've got to do is descend that. Or did you not? Yes. Quite often you'll see people hiking on the trails down the bottom here. They're very popular trails, these down through here, foreign grade and all that kind of stuff. People tend to do that side. The trails are wider. There's way more people on that side. The people that come up this way, they usually just come up to the ridge just up along here, and then take their pictures and bugger off. Because this is the Instagram spot along here. A bit further up is the what I call the money shot. The top of that next peak over through there is the money shot. Right, I'll let you know when I get there. And here I am back at the money shot. I'm surprised I can't see a lot of other people up here actually. On a day like today, amazing sunshine, nice breeze, it's brilliant hiking weather, absolutely. This morning it was even better because it was cloudy. Yeah, that's the way I've just come through there. I think there's about 6 peaks that you go over, or 6 tops. Yeah. Now I need to head along over the top of that lot. Then I've got to work my way all the way down there. So I'm going to find an easy route down, and the easy route is down through the meadow, which is down over that way. Just going to make sure our fuzzy friends aren't down through there. If last time I was there, they were in that meadow, and I had to go straight down the steep hill. So I'll see what it's like when I get over there. I think I'm going to stop over there in the trees where I stopped last time, and I'm going to have a quick sandwich or whatever and finish up my tea. Right, this morning I came up the cliff edge shaly piece over there, but as you can hear, the wind is like really strong. It's literally blowing me around up on that ridge now, so I've opted to come back down through the more treed in route. It's a bit further, but it's a lot less risk and exposure than going down the cliff. The cliff is over there and it's all shaly crap. That's where I went up this morning, so I'm going to take the forest route down, which is down through this way. Right, down I go. Oh, got a big deer or something over there. Look how easy they go down the hill. I'm having to sidestep down the hill, and zigzag and all that. Look at that, no effort. Look at that, they can even run down the hill. Get out of it. So I'm going to head straight down this steep piece because I can see the piece of trail ahead of me just down through there. Right, wow, yeah, they call this Windy Point for a reason. I can tell you now, it always lives up. I've never been up there without it being insanely windy, this whole area. I explore these valleys off up through here quite a lot, and I can tell you now, I've never been up in here when it's windy. I'm not even sure how much of this you're going to be able to hear. Right, I've got to get down there yet. Yeah, right, on I go.